Hi mamas, and welcome back to the Mamas Matters channel. I hope you are well. Today, as you can tell by the title, we are getting into what is the difference between a doula and a midwife. Now, if you're like myself, I actually recently found out that doulas even exist. I only recently found out about doulas since going to an event by MEA, Maternity Engagement Action, and I met at least I think 2 doulas, and they were telling me all about this. So let's begin. Main difference between a doula and a midwife, just based on research that I've gathered, is that a doula has no qualifications. They are not medically trained. You don't have to go to medical school or nursing school to become a doula. Literally any mother or person, I believe, can become a doula, whereas a midwife, they are to a certain extent medically trained. Yes, they might have to go to a medical school or might have to go to some sort of medical practice to gain experience, and then they have a qualification in midwifery, most likely. That's the main difference, I would say, between a doula and a midwife. The second difference is that a doula is actually there to advocate for the mama. Doula is there to be a voice, a vessel, the woman's and the mama's strength during this time and during this season. So I just think it's just such a beautiful, like, oh my God, it's such a necessary and essential figure when it comes to mothers and maternity and everything to do with expecting a child. When I first heard about it, I was like, wow, like I never knew this existed. And the reason why I think it's so powerful, because when I was going through my journey and my experience bringing in a new life into this world, I realized, as they explained what a doula is, how much I probably needed a doula during that time. And that's why I think it's just so transformational. That's the main difference between a doula. They just advocate for the mom, whereas a midwife, they're there to give you like medical advice, medical information, probably there to refer you to different things, and they probably do to a certain extent nurture and care for you. Midwives have all these qualifications, they go to get some sort of training. You know, I don't think you can choose your midwife. I think you just allocated a midwife and then that's the midwife that you have. Some of them might be really, really good and they might have the up-to-date information, they might know and be very informed in their practice, act clinically and all sorts. And others, in my experience, I can only talk from my experience, may not be so well informed and very good in practice and useful, if I'm being honest. I think it's just a hit or miss. It's a hit and miss. Midwives are experts on childbirth and their responsibilities vary. They provide full and antenatal care, including parenting classes, clinical examinations and screenings, identifying high-risk pregnancies, monitoring women and supporting them during labour and the birth process, teaching new and expecting moms how to feed, care for baby and bath babies, and so on and so on. Their roles are just more informative and educational. So their job is to educate mom and prep mom, basically to essentially raise and bring up the child and do it in an effective and healthy and productive way. Whereas a doula is more of a mama figure for the mom. Like, that's how I see it. Like, and I just think it's just such a beautiful thing. Like, I personally would love to train to be a doula. So it says here, a doula provides emotional and physical support to you as in the mother, before, during and after your pregnancy and childbirth. This is what mamas need. Doulas aren't medical professionals. They don't deliver babies or provide medical advice or medical care. Doulas assist and advocate for the birthing parent. As I said, they are your voice, they are your support, they are your emotional, physical and mental support. And I feel like during this chapter, this season of your life, it is essential to have as much support as possible. I myself have not had a doula before, but I've experienced what it is like to not have one. So that's why I'm advocating to get one. Midwives are there to just tell you what to do and how to do things better and to inform you and educate you, whereas a doula is there to care for you, to nurture you, and to make sure you're okay, because I am a strong believer in the baby is only going to be okay and good if mama is okay and if mama is good. I know for a fact the next time I have a child, I'm definitely going to have a doula, so I can experience both, you know, with and without, and then maybe I can come back and inform you guys on what I actually think about having a doula. Think about if you are a woman experiencing a high risk pregnancy and you know you've got high blood pressure, or maybe they're like, you need to calm down, you need to do less. Someone else coming in to be your emotional and physical and mental support, so you aren't having to put that pressure and risk on yourself. They are there to just alleviate your stresses and to make your life so much easier. And I just think it's just such a beautiful concept. All the doulas out there are doing a great job. After giving birth, it can be such a traumatic event, and it can be physically demanding, whether you've pushed, whether you've had surgery and had a C-section, a cesarean, whatever the case may be. It's just such a time of vulnerability as a woman. You're not at your strongest, and to have some support, which is a doula, come into your life and just alleviate again and help out and support emotionally, physically and mentally, and also help caring for your baby, it's just something that I think everybody should have. It's just my opinion. Anyhow, I hope this video has been helpful to yourselves. It is 2025, so happy new year to you all. I hope you've had a great new year thus far. Don't forget that there is going to be a baby bank coming and a mums group starting very, very soon. It's still in the works and developing, so keep an ear out for that. I might create a mailing list, and if I do, I'll leave it in the description box below. By the way, you're doing a great job, mamas. Bye bye.